Good morning, students. It's a pleasure to have you back in our history class. In the previous chapter, India Gains Independence, we all got familiar with the plans and proposals that were put forward by the British for granting independence to India and learned how India got independence after partitioning India into two independent nations, India and Pakistan. Children, although India gained independence, the struggle for independence was not yet over. There were many princely states in India which had the right to either merge with India or remain independent. Due to independent princely states, India was going to be fragmented into many parts. Even some foreign parts, like the Portuguese and the French, had not withdrawn their hold over some territories in India. All these issues had to be resolved after independence. Now, let us learn how our great leaders resolved these issues firmly in a new lesson, Chapter 13, Fulfillment of Struggle for Independence. Children, there were more than 600 princely states in India. Due to the influence of the non-cooperation movement, there was beginning of political awakening among the princely states. Thus, they formed Prajamandals, people's organization who worked in the interest of the people in the princely states and for securing political rights for these states. But in 1927, all these Prajamandals came together to form an All India States People's Conference. Due to it, the people's movement in princely states gained momentum. After independence, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Home Minister of Independent India, with his statesmanship, convinced the rulers of the princely state the benefits of merging into India and took them into confidence and signed the instrument of accession that was accepted by the rulers. All the princely states except Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir merged with India. But Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took a firm stand and resolved the issue of merger of these princely states too. Junagadh was a princely state in Saurashtra. The people of Junagadh wanted to merge with India, though the Nawab wanted to merge with Pakistan. The people strongly protested Nawab's decision. Thus, the Nawab left for Pakistan and Junagadh joined India in Feb 1948. Children, Junagadh is now in Gujarat state since Saurashtra ceased to exist as a state after 1956. Now let us know about the merger of Hyderabad state. Hyderabad was the largest princely state in India. It included Telugu, Kannada, and Marathi speaking regions. As the Nizam was autocratic, the people had no civil or political rights. To secure their rights, the people formed many regional organizations in Telangana, Marathwada, Karnataka regions. One such organization was the Hyderabad State Conference, which was formed by Swami Ramanand Tirth in 1938. The Nizam banned this organization, but Swami Ramanand Tirth fought for getting recognition and democratic rights for the organization. The Hyderabad State Congress also passed a resolution in July 1947 for the merger of Hyderabad state with India. The Nizam, however, wanted to merge with Pakistan. He started making movements for merging of Hyderabad state with Pakistan. One of the Nizam supporter, Kazim Rizvi, and his associates began harassing both Hindus and Muslims who supported the democratic movement. And when the government of India tried to negotiate patiently with the Nizam, he refused to respond. So the Indian government started the police action, and at last the Nizam surrendered on 17 September 1948 and Hyderabad got merged with India. Let us watch a video and know about the contribution of Marathwada in the liberation of Hyderabad.
Contribution of Marathwada in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. In this struggle, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Govind Bhai Shroff, Anant Bhalerao, Ashatai Vaghmare, etc. made a valuable contribution. Through the movement of Vande Mataram, students participated in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. Similarly, in this struggle, Ved Prakash, Shamlal, Govind Pansare, Bahirji Shinde, Sridhar Vartak, Janardhan Mama, Shoaibullah Khan, etc. embraced martyrdom. Their sacrifice proved to be inspirational to the Indians. Thus, we can understand that the leaders and the people in Marathwada had a lion's share in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. 17th September is celebrated as Marathwada Mukti Din in Marathwada to commemorate the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. Marathwada was not included in Free India on 15th August 1947. After the inspiring struggle of the people, this region was included in independent India in 1948.
Children, already many princely states, including Junagadh, Hyderabad, were merged with India. So Pakistan desperately intended to secure the merger of Kashmir with Pakistan. But Hari Singh, the ruler of the state of Kashmir, refused to merge either with India or with Pakistan. He decided to remain independent. But when Kashmir was attacked by intruders, children, intruder is the one who enters a place illegally without seeking permission with a motive to cause harm. The other term for intruder is trespasser. So when Kashmir was attacked by intruders, Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession, and with this Kashmir got merged with India. But unfortunately, a portion of Kashmir remained under Pakistan, though the major part was won back by the Indian army. Children, there were some territories like Chandranagar, Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahi, and Yanam of India, which were under the control of the French even after independence. The Indian natives were eager to merge with India. Even the Indian government demanded these territories since they belonged to India. In 1949, the French held a plebiscite in which people voted for India. Children, plebiscite means to vote on an important issue. Thereafter, all the territories were handed over to India by the French government. Children, Goa, along with some other territories, was under the control of Portuguese for a very long period. Even after independence, the Portuguese government declined to hand over the territories to India. Indians had to struggle for securing these territories. Do you know Dr. T.B. Kunha was in the forefront in this struggle? He founded the Goa Congress Committee to fight against the Portuguese. But when T.B. Kunha was arrested and was sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia started a satyagraha for the liberation of Goa. Let us watch a video and know more about the liberation of Goa.
Struggle for liberation of Goa. Portugal denied handing over the territories under its possession to India. Indians had to struggle for securing these territories. In this struggle, Dr. T.B. Cunha was in the forefront. He worked to bring about an awakening of the people against the Portuguese government. With the objective of building struggle against the Portuguese, he established the Goa Congress Committee. Later, in 1945, Dr. Cunha founded the organization Goa Youth League in Mumbai. In 1946, he went to Goa and violated the ban on public speech. For this, he was sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment. In 1946, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia started a satyagraha for liberation of Goa. Violating the ban, he delivered a public speech at Madgaon in Goa. For this, the Portuguese government deported him. During the same period, the Azad Gomantak Dal was founded to liberate Portuguese colonies of Dadra and Nagar Haveli in Gujarat. On 2nd August 1954, youths of Azad Gomantak Dal, by making an armed attack, liberated the territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli from Portuguese rule. Vishwanath Lavande, Raja Bhau Wakankar, Sudhir Phadke, Nana Saheb Kajrekar and others took part in this attack. In 1954, Goa Mukti Samiti was formed. The Samiti sent many batches of satyagrahis from Maharashtra to Goa. N.G. Gore, Senapati Bapat, Peter Alvarez, Mahadev Shastri Joshi and his wife Sudha Tai and many others participated in the satyagraha. Mohan Ranade was an aggressive leader in this struggle for liberation of Goa. The Portuguese rulers committed unlimited tyranny and atrocities on the satyagrahis. Due to this, the public opinion became more infuriated. The struggle for liberation of Goa took up a fierce form. The Indian government was patiently holding negotiations with the Portuguese government, but they did not respond. At the end, the Indian government unwillingly took the decision of using military force. In December 1961, the Indian army entered Goa. In a short period of time, the Portuguese army surrendered. On 19th December 1961, Goa was liberated from Portuguese dominion. Imperialism was completely rooted out from the Indian soil. India's freedom struggle was truly fulfilled.
Children, imperialism was completely rooted out from the Indian soil. India's freedom struggle was thus truly fulfilled. With this, we have come to the end of the lesson, children. Now read the lesson and complete the notes that are sent in the PDF file. Thank you.